Donald Trump is making waves after taking what seems to be a softer tone on immigration. In his Person of the Year interview with Time magazine, Trump suggested taking it easy on young people who were brought into the United States illegally, saying, and I quote, "I want dreamers for our children also. We're going to work something out on a humanitarian basis. It's a very tough situation. We're going to work something out that's going to make people happy and proud." These dreamers refer to the 740,000 people who are living here under President Obama's Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, a program which Trump promised to nullify during his campaign. So, what is it? Is he changing his tune? Is he trying to appease the left right now? And if he does, what is it going to mean for his base? Joining me right now with thoughts on all of it, we have former Illinois Congressman and radio talk show host Joe Walsh, along with Emily Shire, the politics editor at Bustle.com. Good to see both you guys. Joe, start with you. What does he mean here that he wants to work something out?
Hey, Trish, if 18 months ago when Donald Trump first announced he was running for president, if he had said, we need citizenship for illegals, he never would have been president. He never would have gotten the nomination. This issue of people in this country illegally, this issue got him elected, Trish, and if he caves on this issue, if he cuts a deal or gives in on this issue, it may help him with some people politically, but it will kill him with his base.
All right, but yet at the same time, you know, base is important, but humanitarianism is also important, Emily. And if you're talking about rounding up a bunch of kids and sending them out of the country, I mean, you think he's really going to be able to do that?
Well, for one, it's worth pointing out that a lot of Donald Trump's party leaders are against such a proposal to hurt dreamers. You know, Jeff Flake and Lindsey Graham have both said that it's important to have a plan to protect dreamers, to protect these children. They call them a highly sympathetic group. I would also say about Donald Trump's election, I don't think his supporters voted for him because of his intricate, detailed policy proposals or because he steadfastly stood by what he said. I think he actually does have wiggle room because he was someone who flipped back and forth throughout his campaign and who had a popularity for reasons other than that he stood by wonky details.
I think you make a very good point. You talk about this wiggle room, and I think actually any good leader actually has that, because they're able to bring people around to their side of things. And I think that he's got an unusual gift when it comes to that, in terms of walking the walk, talking the talk, but at the same time thinking expansively and, you know, how he's going to negotiate, to use yet again another business term. Guys, listen to this here. The Los Angeles United School District is set up a telephone hotline for students who are concerned about Donald Trump's election. They're also opening up, quote, to the kids some support sites to give students emotional support. You know, we've seen this from colleges, Joe. Now we're seeing it from the Los Angeles School District.
Well, and as you had on earlier, Trish, we're seeing it from middle-aged women who can't date anymore because they're so traumatized by the election of Donald Trump.
I know.
He ought to smile and just tell people to grow up. And teachers and administrators in high schools and colleges should use his election as a real teachable moment.
Emily, I get one more thing I want to get to, and I don't have a ton of time, but I want to look at the Democrats right now and get your thoughts on this as politics editor. It really seems as though they are rudderless. They don't really know where to turn or who to turn to. They're looking increasingly like they're going to put Keith Ellison, of all people, in that slot to run the DNC. Well, Alan Dershowitz, the famed attorney, had some thoughts on that. Let me share with you a clip, Emily, and get your reaction. Here we go.
It's one thing to have lost this election because you couldn't have anticipated how badly the Democrats could do in the Rust Belt, in the Middle West. But now that you know that, you pick as leader of the Democratic Party the worst possible person to bring them back. If I were a Republican strategist and I were given the choice to pick the head of the Democratic National Committee, I'd say pick Ellison.
Let's just say he's not a fan. You know, Emily, this is a guy, Ellison, who's got ties to the Lights of Farrakhan, the Muslim Brotherhood. He doesn't necessarily seem to be as in touch, shall we say, with the way the rest of the country is feeling right now. Do you think this is political suicide to put him in the spot, Emily?
Look, I don't know if it's political suicide, but I don't think it would be a smart move by the Democrats to go towards Ellison. You know, I think Democrats need to think of a Tim Ryan kind of character, someone who will point out that the Democrats maybe did play too much to identity politics, and there is a white working class element that they lost.
Yeah, and that was, by the way, I'll point out their base. Joe, they lost their base, those white working class blue collar voters that, yeah, do work in the coal mines there in Pennsylvania that Hillary Clinton wanted to shut down.
And Trish, I am praying that they pick Ellison, a socialist, far-left, Muslim, black separatist. Please do it.
Yeah,
Gosh darn it,
it will mean good things for your party, I'm sure, if he gets in there. Anyway, Joe, Emily, thank you so much. Good to see you guys
Thanks,
both
Trish.
here today.